Hey y'all, I'm on my way to work my cases, but I wanted to talk about um, Gabrielle Union's book. So this, I'm reading it, and um, where I got into was chapter 4, which is the Ballad of Little Nickie and Little Screw. See? And I'm telling you, I find it hard to put this book down, and it's for a surprising reason, because um, Gabby is talking about her experience in Pleasanton, California, growing up as one of the few Black kids, and I'm just amazed how similar her experience was to my experience being one of the only Jehovah's Witness kids. And let me tell you, I was in an all-Black school. I grew up in an all-Black area, kind of upper middle class. My dad had his own business, and me and my brother worked for him. I may have told you this in past videos. When I was a kid, I felt so alone, and everything was made which my teachers hated, because I had I really did, and they were fair, and they really wanted to educate all of their students properly. And especially this time of the year, let me tell you something, I love school. I love doing my lessons. I love that peace and quiet when everybody is working and the teacher is just walking around, looking at you work. I loved reading. When we would read out loud, we would go down the rows and read a paragraph. I loved that. I remember practicing my handwriting, going from going in front of the class to write on the board, because there was usually a math problem that was on the board that needed to be solved. And so the teacher would call on different people, and she mostly called on people who did not have their hand up, because those were the people who needed help. So, or was socially, shy about going up and speaking before the class. And so to get them out of that, the teacher would call them purposely so that they could practice this skill. And I loved going before the board. A lot of things, though, I'm going to tell you, I didn't understand. My comprehension was really low. I didn't understand why we were called on to do certain things. I didn't know what the purpose was. I didn't know what the teacher was trying to do. And I did not have a parent who explained that to me. My dad was the man of very few words. Okay? And the only time that he talked to you was if there was a problem. Other than that, he was observant and he was protective. I remember when an alcoholic, this old dirty man, me and my friends were walking by, and he was trying to get me girls who lived on the same street as me. You know, when we first moved to South Park, like I said, my mom and dad, you know, my mom came into some money because my grandmother passed away. So my mom came into her inheritance, and because of her inheritance, we were able to move into a nice home. We were able to really upgrade. We had so many cars, and my mom didn't have a driver's license. When she got married, she didn't have a driver's license. She couldn't drive. And I remember us being kids and walking, you know, because in a lot of places we couldn't go because there were three of us, and my mom couldn't drive. You know, my grandmother could drive, and I remember going to, you know, Mexico with her to pick up leather goods and stuff that she would resell and make a lot of money. And it was really nice, you know. And when my mom to her inheritance, we had several cars, 2 vans, and a boat, as well as getting the house. Did a lot of work on the house, on the land, the driveway, the landscaping, all those things. And we took lots of trips to the Indian reservation and to Lake Livingston, and hunting in the fall, you know, this time of the year, fishing, deep sea fishing in the summer, going to the Texas City Dike, you know. And this is what I'm wanting to say. My dad made sure that we had a robust family life, okay? But it was something that was only for the family. It was not for outside people, friends. There was no other couples that we were doing things like this with. Even my aunt and my uncle, who my aunt is the one who brought Jehovah's Witness crap to our family from Germany. She didn't associate with my mom. She associated with her in-laws, you know. So I didn't grow up with my cousins. Even the ones that were Jehovah's Witnesses, I would see them at the Kingdom Hall, but I never saw them outside of that, you know, other than my aunt having parties at her house or whatever. But even then, we kept our distance. There were her in-laws, that was her husband's sister, nieces, nephews, his cousins and stuff like that. But my auntie, baby, if you think I saw my uncles and stuff like that that were related to my mom and my auntie, you are wrong. You are wrong. I did not, I hardly ever saw them. And when I did see them, there was no conversation. They never invited us to anything, whether it was birthday parties or Christmas or, I mean, nothing, you know. So, like I said, the things that my dad was doing for us, it was just for us. There was nobody else included in it. And even when I would go to school, I never spoke on it. I never told people anything about my family and what we would do on the weekends and in the summer times. I never discussed it with them. And they just assumed that we weren't doing anything. Now, from the Jehovah's Witness point of view, there were things that were going on, conventions and stuff like that, but trust and believe when I say to you, the Jehovah's Witnesses kids, they did not associate with us. You know, a lot of them felt like they were better than us, and they had parents that had worked as maids and had a paper route with the Houston Post. And that's what they did. My dad was an entrepreneur, and my mom was a debutante, basically, you know, with a trust fund. And all of that, but they felt that they were better than us because my dad wasn't a Jehovah's Witness. He wasn't a Jehovah's Witness. And honestly, if he had became a Jehovah's Witness, what would he have in common with those men? He knows how to hunt. He knows how to fish. He knows how to run his own business. He's highly respected in the community. He helps other families. He's a bastion in the neighborhood where people come to him, and he helps different people out, and not, single mothers coming to him so he can molest their babies. My dad wasn't that kind of person. And there was a lot of Black business owners in the Black neighborhoods that were pedophiles that and I'm gonna tell you something. It was even at the JTPA, the NAACP. Those Negroes were having sex with the single moms would come there for help, or because they've been discriminated against, or to find some kind of resources or whatever. And those Black people, and women and men, at the NAACP and the JTPA, they would have sex with those kids. I know a very wealthy Black man right to this day, and his mom married a guy, a Black man, who had his own business and was very lucrative, and he even had sex with her boys. Okay? He raped her sons, and she let it happen because he had money. And those boys both grew up very disturbed, drug use and all that kind of stuff, all kinds of drama. Because they knew that they were only worth, commerce, what some pedophile put value on them, some pedophile wanting to sleep with them. If a pedophile didn't want to sleep with them, then they were nothing, because that was their worth, that some pedophile wanted to have sex with them. But anyway, it's a something that I hope that they are able to do something about in Houston. But I never wanted to be in that situation. Ooh, I didn't want to be in that situation. You hear me? Trust. Took the positions that I took as a mom. I never would have worked for Matthew Knowles and the attorney, Beyonce's cousin, whatever. This heifer gonna offer me $8 an hour. Psh, when PwC is offering me $30 an hour, what do you think I'm gonna do? Why would a Black person offer a Black mother $8 an hour? I'm gonna tell you why. It's to keep your behind underneath the gun, baby. To make sure that your children don't have a chance. Oh, it's heartbreaking to me. Heartbreaking to me. Black people, pray for them, honey. Because a lot of them are on their way to hell. They take advantage of people, But it is in the hands of moms to tell their daughters, do not have sex with these two young men who are not your husband. Do not be out here having babies that you can't take care of, because it is some predators in our community, honey, and they will destroy your child. Will destroy your child. A lot of them didn't have the skills that I had to be able to get the jobs that I got. And I'm gonna tell you something else. It's a war out here, baby. It's a war. It's a war out here. I'm gonna get back to little Nickie in a minute, but and I'm just talking about Houston. I'm just talking about my experience, okay? If somebody had a different experience, okay. Non-Jehovah's Witness families. When Black families, my Black family, when I got a chance to be around family members who were not Jehovah's Witnesses, let me tell you something, they were so stupid. So stupid until There was really nothing from to be gained from having a friendship with them. Nothing. Um, so stupid, so trashy, so immoral, no loyalty, no dignity. Now that's not all my cousins, okay? I'm talking about the girls. Trash. You hear me? Trash. Now, my male cousins were so much better, so talented, so smart, so, they could make miracles. They were just very smart boys. It was really, they really cared about, their sisters and stuff, but their sisters, let me tell you, somebody had a cousin that would be like, I'm a hoe, I'm a hoe. She's singing that with a straight face. This was her favorite song. She was just, but the boys, they were not like. I had a cousin who married a Jehovah's Witness. He wasn't a Jehovah's Witness, but his wife and his kids were being raised as a Jehovah's Witness. And I met him as a grown up. I did not grow up with him or anything. He asked me to drive down to New Orleans with him to pick up his son from his in-laws. He didn't want to make the drive by himself. And I said, that'd be great. Because you know me, honey, I'm all for a trip. And me and my boys, shoot, we rolling. I'm quick, fast, and in a hurry. And so on that trip, we had a flat on the over the Atchafalaya Basin at night. It was the creepiest thing ever. And my cousin didn't trip. He wasn't scared. He didn't freak out. He knew how to change a flat at night over the swamps. He's my hero. He is my hero. And when we got to Louisiana, it was late at night. So instead of going to pick up his kid or whatever, we stayed at a hotel. And me and the boys were in the hotel room and he slept in the car. Okay. I did not pay for the hotel room. He did. He asked me to go. He took care of, those expenses. It was no problem. The next day we got up, had breakfast, and went on into New Orleans. And let me tell you something, this house was nice. Nice. It was a doggone shame because it's like, with the levees and all of that. I don't know what it's like, but I could not sleep well living, sleeping beneath sea level, knowing that if those levees give out, that's a wrap. The ocean is coming. But anyway, that's what they did. But my point is how isolated we were, how my dad tried to do what was within his dominion to be able to make a life for us and for us to have good experiences, and how it really worked for me, and how I did not fall into the clutches of these heathens, predators, and demons in Houston. And my kids, I protected my children from them. I'm gonna tell you what happened. I was at a church, a Baptist church. It's a huge Baptist church in Houston. And I came to visit this church through my job working for the Catholic Diocese. And this pastor said over the pulpit that these single mothers should not go for child support for their children. I was done. That's the last time I went to that church. I told my boss that she would have to be the one to do interactions with that church. I can't do that. So check this out. You're a single Black mom. Black business owners take advantage of you by offering you not 30% of what you're worth, knowing that this guarantees that you're going to be on food stamp, you're going to need housing, going to have to You're going to have to be relegated to you're going to have to be relegated to housing, which is horrible. It is not optimal at all, but that's the guarantee that your kids grow up deprived, debased, disrespected. Number two, you're going to be on food stamps. You have to. You have to. That means you gotta go into that office. Oh, I just, ugh, hate it. Go into that office, honey, and bring in all birth certificates, social security numbers, your lease, your paycheck stubs, your bank statements, your and how the worker looking through all of you just might as well just open up your whole, your whole anatomy, and they pick through it. And then they decide how much food you qualify for, what benefits you qualify for, whatever. And you have to bring your kids and let them be in that environment as well. Oh, it's just, it's horrible. I'm going to say it again. I also prevent you, or do not. I don't care what these boys say. I don't care what these grown men say. You need to have respect for yourself and learn how to say no. Honey, let me tell you something. I don't care what he promised. I don't care what you know what? I done passed where I need to go. I don't care what he promises. I don't care what he says. You need to take care of yourself. Do not depend on him to do that for you. Do not depend on your mom to be there for you, no matter what kind of a decision that you make, a piss-poor decision that you make, because it's putting stress on her. She didn't need to rob, steal, and kill to raise you, and then you gonna turn around and have a baby on her on top of it. Don't do that. Don't do that. Have some respect. Have some respect for yourself. Have some respect for your future children so that they don't have to go through that. It's better not to have no kids at all than to have to go through that. Don't take yourself through that. Don't take your kids through that. So Gabrielle is saying how much she felt like a leper, an outcast. That's the way I felt. That's the way I felt. It is, and I thought that was a unique experience, just because I was raised as a Jehovah's Witness, never knowing what it was like to be the only Black person at a school and having people treat you the way that they did. I'll tell you something, even at Bel Air, which I was one of the few Black kids, there were no white kids. I went to school with Chinese and Jewish kids in Bel Air. There was no white kids, and the white kids that were there, they were the minority. We call them the kickers, rednecks. They all wore boots. They were all in 4-H. A lot of them, I went to 4-H with them. I don't know what happened to my navigation. See, what happened to it? I have to remember where this. You know what? I'm sitting up here talking, and I should have been at my location. I ended up all the way like I'm going to Mount Baker or something. No, that's too far. But let me tell you something. I'm just, down memory lane and just thinking and just trust me. I don't normally think about this stuff. But when I'm reading Gabby's book, it just brings all of these things back to my memory and what it was like when I was a kid and how incredible my dad was and the things that he did for us and how it has shaped me to be the person that I am today. And then growing up and having to deal with the Black community, such as it was in Houston. That's why I tell everybody, honey, pray for Black people because they need it. So, yeah. So, but again, it's because I'm going back down memory lane. Things I haven't thought about in decades. Right? I really, I feel like Gabrielle is so lucky. She didn't have any kids, and she's with Dwayne Wade. I think that's who it is, and he has kids, and she just gets to live her life with him and do her work, and you know that's fulfilling for her, and that's good. You know? So just reading it, the problem with Little Screw in this chapter, chapter 4, Gabrielle Union is talking about how because she was a Black girl at a white conservative school, she didn't have a social life, and she was always in the friend zone because even at dances, so something that I didn't do. I didn't go to any dances. I did go to one in my sixth grade, and that's because my teachers did that for me. You know, it was 50 cents to go to the sock hop, and I remember my teachers being so happy to see how I really wanted to be a part of my class, and it was Jehovah's Witnesses and my mom that was really preventing me from doing that. And I was a good daughter, and I was being obedient. And my mom wouldn't give me any money to participate in anything, field trips, projects at school, art projects, after school things, competitions, and she didn't support any of it. Ooh. Which was different from Gabrielle because even when she would go to Nebraska to visit her cousins, her mom would send money, every weekend for her, you know. It was, so her situation was sitting any kid that feels isolated or whatever. I think that you should read Gabrielle. Maybe it'll make a difference for you to know that this famous person, she came up and she's made a life for herself despite that. So there's always hope, you know. You don't have to be pessimist. There is hope in life, you know. It is possible. Come on now. These people are not driving themselves. These people are going into Seattle. parking and catching the train into Seattle. You know why? Because there ain't no parking. That's why. At school dances, I would always have to ask somebody to dance, blurting out just as friends before they thought I had some twisted idea, and certainly no one ever asked me. When we danced as a group and a slow dance came on, the unlucky one would end up with me. During pose has a thorn or whatever slow dance, I'd look wistfully over the guy's shoulder, suspecting he was looking at everyone else and rolling his eyes. Dancing with me was an act of charity, a make a wish mercy dance. That's some good writing right there. That's some good writing right there. I remember that song, and it was a very popular song. I went to my sixth grade dance thanks to my teachers. And the next dance I went to was at the Catholic Church in South Park. And it was creepy. I went with my sister, Carolyn, and I felt so weirded out that I left. I left Carolyn there. And we never talked about it. She never asked me, why did you leave? Or, when did you you know? Like I said, communication was not a big thing in my family. And what would be the point? You know? Even to this day, I talk to my sister, but let me tell you something, we are as different as day is and night. There's no similarities between me and that girl at all. I can't speak on why that is, what happened to her or whatever. She's told me things, but I don't know even if she told the truth. You know? Onto South Thistle Street. I can tell you it's drug related. I never used cocaine or none of that stuff, but she did. I've never been into the lesbian thing, but she was. You know? I'm not into incest. A lot of things that many of my other fellow Houstonians, family and otherwise. Take the next right onto South Thistle Street. Well, more people are out. Let's see. In 800 feet, turn right onto 39th Avenue South. Now, at this house, there's nobody. Damn it. Your destination is on the left. Y'all never called me. I'm with the census. I came by, I gave you the letter and the card. She told me you don't speak English, but your husband and your daughter do. Y'all never called me. Okay, thank you. I have to keep calling. Okay. And then you got right. I don't know. Yeah. Okay. I don't know that. Listen. I don't think nobody is here either. All right here. All righty. Bye. Okay, so nobody there. Now, which area do I go to? I gotta go to all of them. See which ones I can get to. Alrighty then. Oh, here we go. Bye, Mama. Let's drive. Alrighty. I love my job. I love my job. I love the people. I love the people. They're generally nice people. Some of them are mean, but because they're doing unscrupulous things. Okay. Ooh. I don't know if I can get out this way or not. Oh, yeah. Yep, I can. So I don't know why my GPS for me. Martin Luther King Jr. Apartments, eh? Okay. I gotta stop. I'm gonna pull over here so I can make notes to my database. Okay, I'm gonna, this is what I was looking for, a nice little spot out of the way. Okay. Have some water. Oh my gosh. Okay, so do this one. I wonder if this house is a Airbnb. That's why, and the owners just are not responding because they don't live here. This is a hotel, basically. Excuse me. So I need to do research to find out who the owners of this house is and try to get in touch with them. So okay, I'm gonna go and get off. I'm gonna update my database and stuff like that. When I start rolling again, I'll come back.